Hi all, welcome back to day 6. This was our kind of final day in Tokyo, and we decided that we were just gonna wander around Shinjuku. There was a couple things we needed to do, and I also wanted to find the cat video, the 3D cat video thing, which is in Shinjuku. And so we decided we would just take a day and explore around where we were. This is where our hotel was. And we also wanted to try and find some ramen, but we really wanted to go to like a hole in the wall ramen place, not like something that was on TikTok or in the magazine. So we ended up finding just a really nice little hole in the wall. The ramen was amazing. So I'm going to start out this page. I have a couple of Shinjuku maps. One is like Shinjuku area and has the specific, we stayed right where the government building was. So you can see that in the photo. So I wanted to use that specific map because that's where we were staying. And then the other side of the map was more of the downtown Shinjuku, the main station, which is where we were going. So on the left-hand side, it's kind of like a purpley color, so I found this purple frame, which is perfect, and I'm just going to frame that photo of the gardens and the government buildings around. This is around where we stayed in our hotel, and then the train that we took down to the main station was really close to us, about a 5-minute walk, so we walked down through the gardens and hopped on the train to go downtown. And on the right hand side, you'll see I'm playing with more of a dark blue that's on top of the map. So I found a couple of words. There's two wanders. There's like a word and then a little flag. And I also found two of those little location tags that I'll use to put where we were going. And I have this little tag that it kind of punched out of that frame there. It's got a lemon on it, which doesn't really go, so I'll end up cutting that off later so I can use that as like a little journaling place underneath the frame. So you can see here, I finished it off. I found a tag that had some purple on it. That is from the Paige Evans collection. And I just trimmed it down to fit behind the photo frame on the left. So that's where I could add my journaling. And then I'll just add a little bit of journaling on the little tag there. And maybe just around the map, there's little areas that I can add some journaling on the right-hand side. And I'm just going to date stamp here just to add the date to this page. And then that will be the first half of the Shinjuku page done. And then I'm going to finish it off with the photos of the ramen. And I have this little chopstick holder too that we got from the ramen place that we went to. And that'll be the third part. And then after that, I'm going to add a little bit about how we got to Tokyo Disneyland. So basically taking the train there, but the rest of the Disney stuff will be done in a separate mini album. So when I was trying to figure out what to do for this page, I was really struggling with like a background. So I cut up the paper bag from the Traveler's Notebook store that I went to, and it's just like a brown paper bag, which I thought was perfect. And I have this postcard, which is basically just talking about all the things you can do in Japan. And one of them, of course, is ramen. So I'm going to somehow add this. I'm thinking of adding it as a flip, you can see there. So it'll be a great place to add some journaling, and it just adds a little bit of decoration, and then I can put the photos underneath it. So I'm just going through my washi tape here. I think I'm going to attach the TFA little postcard there that I got from the Traveler's Notebook Company, and I'm going to just use washi tape so that I can flip it. So I'm just looking through my washi tape to see if I have anything that will match the brown, and I did find like a wood grain color brown, which is pretty close, and that's what I end up using. There's also this gold, and then I have a thinner brown that I could use, but I end up going with the more kind of wood grain brown, or sorry, corkboard. It looks like a corkboard. So I'm going to use that one. It's an old crepe paper washi tape. All my washi tape is old. So I'm just going to use that, and I'm just going to cut it the length of the postcard. I'm going to put the postcard in sideways and attach it just to the center of this page to use it as a flip up. So it's a great place to add journaling if you want to add postcards to your traveler's notebook. I love adding postcards because sometimes you don't get the greatest photos. You know, I didn't take as many photos as I thought I would on this trip. So it's really nice to get postcards of places that you go, so you get a really nice photo if there's something that you really enjoy doing. But this is just the Travelers Company postcard, and I'm just using it to make a little flip. And then you can see there, it's not sticking down very well. It's actually the paper bag that's not stuck down, not the washi tape. So I'm just going to go in with this really thin sukbang tape, and I'm just going to stick down that edge so that it doesn't come popping up every time I open the book. So I'm just going to do a pretty simple layout. I have the chopstick holder, which I'm going to add onto the left here. And then I have two photos of the ramen that we had. I'm so glad that we decided to go find a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant. It was literally like could seat 8 people. It was super tiny. Best ramen I've ever had. It was so delicious. So I'm glad that we did that we took the time to kind of walk around all of kind of Shinjuku and find this little place. So I'm just going to stick down those photos that I printed out with my HP Sprocket, and then I'm going to add that little ramen sticker, which is from Travelers Company. I end up having to cut it into 2 pieces. I always try and make what I have work for me. It was just a little bit too big to fit. It would have covered up some of the chopstick holder thing there. So I end up just cutting out the bowls separate from the wording at the bottom and make it into 2 stickers, and it works perfectly. Then it fits better on this layout. And this gives me a great spot to do journaling. I'm going to add a date stamp, and then this is day 6 done, and we will be on to the next day, which is getting to Disney. See you then.